So today I just kind of want to talk about Wonder Woman. New look at Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Gal, Gal Gadot shares a new look at herself as Wonder Woman as the DCEU and Justice League actress takes to social media to post the following image. Wonder Children Wednesday. One of my favorite days on set was when all these wonderful children and their families from the Light of Hope organization came to set. I was so excited to spend the day with, get to know each of them, and personally hear their stories. Gal Gadot posts on Facebook. This organization has been working for the last 18 years supporting, accompanying, and assisting children with cancer and their families. Gal continues, it is operated by hundreds of dedicated volunteers and provides a wide range of service for sick children and their families, including fulfillment of wishes, family group vacation, dream birthdays in hospitals, professional workshops for hospital children, financial support for families, and assisting with getting the proper medicine they may not be able to get. Please see the link in my bio to see how you can help these beautiful families out. Now, sometimes when celebrities do this, I feel like, they're trying to look better. But in this case, she's really bringing awareness to this type of thing. This organization and all that. Whereas, most people don't like me reminding them of this. Whereas Brie Larson boasts and tells people to go check out her cause to send poor children, children of color or whatever, to theaters to go see her movie, which directly feeds into her box office because that charity cause was for opening weekend, if I remember correctly. So when you see something like this, they actually came on set. She spent the day with them. Yes, she does get on social media and point that out, but also she includes a link and tells people to go check this out. Now, some people will call me DC biased because apparently they have before, when arguably, if you look at my channel, somebody's also called me Marvel biased. So whatever. But look at this, and look, it's not that I find. Personally, I don't find Brie Larson attractive at all. I find her atrocious, absolutely awful. If she had a different personality, I would probably find her very attractive. But there's no way if I had the opportunity to sleep with Brie Larson, there's no way I would. But look, and some people will be like, "Oh, you just favor Gal Gadot. You're sexist or whatever. You like her little outfit or something." I actually don't find Gal Gadot that attractive. I do think she's beautiful. Look at her right here, incredibly beautiful. And look at that picture. Look at those children. They're wearing "Thank You Gal Gadot" shirts. Now, I don't know who made those shirts or whatever, but you could call that pandering. But I think this is absolutely awesome, and she looks incredible right there. She looks really, really beautiful, and that's not coming from a sexual place, as most people are like, the only reason you like Wonder Woman is because you want to sleep with her or whatever. That's not the case. She's just this incredibly beautiful, nice person that is awesome. So, Wonder Woman 1984 has a June 5th, 2020 release, directed by Patty Jenkins, starring Gal Gadot. Chris Pine is back as Steve Trevor. Kristen Wiig plays the supervillain Cheetah, with Pedro Pascal in a mysterious role. There's some more pictures. I've shown that one before. I've seen these before. Yeah, none of these are particularly new. Just the one up here of her with all these children. But there is this other article that might give us more information on the movie. So, Wonder Woman 1984, Everything We Know, release date, cast, plot, and more. 2020 is shaping up to be a great year for DC lovers. Not only Birds of Prey movie making their big screen debut, I think that movie's gonna suck. It just seems awful to me. They gave Margaret Robbie too much creative control over the project, and she's just doing this weird 70s acid trip. But we're getting a sequel to, and they race changed Black Canary. I'm not a fan of race changing characters. I don't know if she did that because Black Canary is blonde bombshell too. But anyways, Diana Prince is back in action, and this time she's facing the scariest enemy of them all, the 1980s. The 80s aren't that scary. Modern times, things are pretty wacky and weird, and everything seems like the Jerry Springer show with the nonsense people complain about, all the craziness. This shirt's offensive. That duck is racist because it's chocolate. What the hell is going on? So, from the cast and crew to the release date to the plot, here's everything you need to know about Wonder Woman 1984. Be sure to check out. The release date Wonder Woman 1984 is currently scheduled for release on June 5th, 2020. It'll be the second DCEU film released in 2020, following Birds of Prey February debut. So remember those dates if you're interested in seeing this movie. Originally, Wonder Woman 1984 was intended to be the next DCEU film, up to Bat after Shazam. Kind of funny that they used Bat, because that could be obviously like a nod at Batman. But it was previously scheduled for a November 1st, 2019 release, but that release was pushed back to late 2018. Yeah, and that kind of sucked. I was really looking forward to seeing that movie this year. But if they need us to correct something, it's better to make us wait. Warner's never gave a reason for the delay, but it's likely due to the fact that an untitled Marvel film, probably Guardians of the Galaxy, vacated a July 2020 slot. Plus, given the highly competitive summer movie landscape, hopefully this is a sign the studio has confidence the sequel is strong enough to repeat the success of the original. So it's possible that they moved it just because a slot opened up, but they moved it to 2020 instead of 2019. That kind of doesn't sound like confidence to me. But, I really liked the first film, and I'm pretty sure the second film's going to be just as great. So, Patty Jenkins will return to direct Wonder Woman 1984. Jenkins also co-wrote the screenplay alongside Jeff Johns and David Cullum. I believe I'm pronouncing those names right. I'm terrible with names, so forgive me if I'm not. Hans Zimmer will score the film, making Wonder Woman 1984 his first DC movie since 2016 Batman vs. Superman. Gal Gadot will reprise her role. I don't really particularly remember how good the music was in Batman vs. Superman. I just remember a bunch of awful mistakes occurring in that movie. Particularly the casting of Lex Luthor was the most awful. And Batman branding people and stuff like that was just... And Superman really should have been more of a symbol of hope. So... Enough of that. Gal Gadot will reprise her role as Diana Prince, Wonder Woman, making Wonder Woman 1984 her fourth DCEU appearance. Also starring via flashback scenes are Connie Nielsen as Queen Hippolyta. I cannot say that. And Robin Wright as Okay. Chris Pine will also return as Steve Trevor. 1984 will add several major new characters to the fold. Chief among these is Kristen Wiig as Barbara Ann. She's going to be playing Cheetah. The first film antagonist, Pedro Pascal, has been cast as a mysterious businessman whom many are speculating is either Maxwell Lord or Dr. Psycho. I kind of want to see Maxwell Lord. Other additions include Kelvin Yee as Jake. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Let's see. Somebody named Buzz. Let's see. Doesn't give out any real character names other than that. WB is keeping the plot of Wonder Woman 1984 under wraps for now. However, the title alone gives away the time period. The sequel will jump forward from World War I to the 80s as Diana confronts the consumer-driven culture. And becomes embroiled in the Cold War. Given what we know about Diana's DCEU history and between the events of Wonder Woman, Batman vs. Superman 1984, we'll probably show her trying to maintain a low profile until a new threat forces her to emerge from hiding and defend man's world once more. So the film will likely revolve heavily around the relationship between Diana and Barbara, an archaeologist searching for the fabled lost city of I suck. After finding the city and encountering the goddess who dwells within, Barbara Ann will be transformed into the Deadly Cheetah. Previous DCEU movies have shown that Diana works as a museum curator, so we're expecting Barbara Ann to be depicted as a friend and colleague of Diana before falling to evil. While Pascal's character remains a mystery, a teaser image suggests he's playing a powerful business executive of some sort. This has fueled speculation that Pascal is playing the villain Maxwell Lord. In the comics, Lord was once financed the Justice League International before outing himself as a telepathic supervillain. Another popular theory is Dr. Psycho. A villain also possesses psychic abilities and harbors a long-standing grudge against Wonder Woman. Perhaps the biggest mystery surrounding 1984 involves the return of Steve Trevor. Yeah, that's the one that's really got me. I'm like, is this some kind of manipulation? One of the first teaser images revealed for the sequel showed Pine's character standing inside a shopping mall with a confused expression, given that the character clearly hasn't aged since World War II. This could suggest that Steve is somehow transported away from the plane explosion that supposedly claimed his life and into the future. The movie could also be taking a page from 1977 TV series by casting Pine as the descendant of the original Steve Trevor. Other more outlandish theories have been floating, with filmmaker Kevin Smith even speculating that Pine is actually playing the shape-shifting hero Martian Manhunter. I don't put much stock in anything Kevin Smith says, because every time he visits a set of something, he cries. He's the most beautiful thing he's ever seen. It's the most amazing performance he's ever seen. Kevin Smith cries way too much. I'm sorry for people that like Kevin Smith, but I have never heard of a grown man crying so much. And he's kind of a shield. He just likes everything. He promotes everything. He loves absolutely everything. What the explanation for Steve's return, and we explore some theories in greater depth here. Expect his reunion with Diana to be one of the most emotional centerpieces of the sequel. I kind of want him to remain dead, because if he was teleported away, that kind of takes away from the impact that occurred in the first movie. It goes on about Wonder Woman DCEU connection. Wonder Woman 84 is a direct sequel to the first, as well as the ninth entry in the DCEU overall. That being said, it's unclear how much direct impact the film will actually have on the larger DCEU timeline. Superheroes are all but unknown phenomenon to humanity at this stage. We know from the opening of Batman and Superman that Thomas and Martha were murdered in 1981. So Bruce is still a child mourning the death of his parents. Clark Kent has only recently crash landed in Smallville. I doubt it's going to really have any strong connections to any of this stuff. So whatever happens in 84, it's not going to result in Diana and the Amazons making their existence known to the outside world. The goal is more to fill in Diana's backstory and continue her heroic evolution than it is to make substantial changes to the fabric of the DCEU. Given the general shift in focus with the DCEU lately and the emphasis on standalone director-driven films, maintaining a cohesive shared universe is no longer DC's main goal. So what do you think about all this? Do you like the pictures so far, do you like what you see? What do you think of the Maxwell Lord? Do you think he's playing Maxwell Lord or Dr. Psycho? Uh, I'm not sure how they're doing Cheetah. Is she gonna be, prosthetics, costume? Is she gonna be a full blown CGI character once she makes that shift? Is she gonna be classic Cheetah where she just wears a costume, or is she gonna be more of the modern where she looks like a full on cat human, like some Thundercat? I would prefer the whole Thundercat look, honestly. That would be awesome if they do it right. I'm not. This film has a lot of money back in it, so I'm sure they could do it right, do it amazing. Which would you prefer? Who do you think that guy's playing, Maxwell Lord or Doctor Psycho? How do you think Trevor returns? I'd like to hear people's comments. Are you looking forward to this film more than any other of the DCEU films? Because I really liked the first one. I thought it was great, and it is the one I most look forward to. But again, I just wanted to share. Look at that beautiful picture. She looks amazing, right? Anyways, like, subscribe, stay awesome, rock on.